Explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance. This is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
Hello, beautiful people. Hello, Nigeria. Welcome to the Arise and Shine show. This morning, this is the Wake Up Nigeria. Is a call for all Nigerians, most especially the youths, to wake up, and it is time to take over. I welcome you. My name is Evelyn Leo, and this is SRO TV. I want to plead with you all to follow us on all our social media handles. On Facebook, Instagram is SRO TV Television, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, is SRO TV Television. Thank you for staying tuned with us this morning. And the topic is a very interesting topic we're going to be taking this morning, and it is corruption in government. Corruption in government is something that's eating deep in our government these days. Like, corruption in government is a deeply rooted issue that affects societies in so many ways. Economically, socially, it has really affected the society, and we're going to be looking at this topic this morning. But I'm not going to be taking it alone. My colleague from Abuja is going to be joining us, Mary Val from Abuja. Mary, are you there? How are you this morning, Mary?
I am fine. Good morning, Evelyn. How are you? How are you doing?
I'm Good morning. I'm doing well. How's Abuja? How's Wiki and everyone there?
Abuja is fine. Just that it's been cold. Like, it's a cold morning. It's rained and everywhere is a kind of cold. So Abuja
It's
is
also
fine.
rained here in Asaba. It's cold here as well.
Okay.
So you see the topic, what we're going to be looking at today, corruption in government. I want us to talk about it. What do you think about corruption in government that has been eating deep for a very long time now? Because it didn't start today. Even in the time of Abacha, we remember most of the funds that he embezzled at that time was repatriated back to Nigeria from Switzerland, from US, as you can remember, and it has been happening. It's still happening. We all know it's not something that is hidden. We all know. So, what do you think about corruption in government? Let's talk about this. Let's have a discussion.
Okay. Talking about, I don't know. Sorry, my network is disturbing, so I'm struggling to hear you. That's I'm calm. Corruption in
Okay, we're
government
talking
is something that I said it's something that is not new to us. It's something that is just like something we've been experiencing. The corruption, the looting, the bribery, and all of that has been happening in the government sector, and it's like it's a kind of affecting the poor masses in general, because I don't really think this affects the rich as it stands. It's something that they've been doing, but at the end of the day, we feel like the people that are supposed to, in a way, stand for the rights of the masses are also being bought, and that is the problem. So we have the judiciary, we have the legislature, we have the executive, right? But
yeah.
and that is where we have a problem. So if you think the people that are supposed to protect us, they are now working.
I think we're having a glitch with your network, Mary. We're having a glitch with Mary's network, but I'm sure she will be joining us. First of all, the layman will want to know what is corruption in government. Why is the government, the people we are supposed to be looking up to, why are they having issue? Why is there corruption in the government? The people who like be asking, want to know. Corruption in government refers to the abuse of public power for personal gain. You abuse public power for your own personal gain, for your own selfish gain. That is what we know as corruption in government. Is a means whereby power has been given to you. You've acquired power, promising the people that you're going to do this, you're going to do that for the people. That at the end, you get this power, but you use it for your own personal interests. And this happened not just in one area, it happened in so many areas that we're going to be looking at today. In area like forms of like bribery, embezzlement of funds, nepotism, and then fraud and extortion. We're going to be looking at them one after the other. First of all, we'll start with bribery. Bribery, public officials accepting money or gifts in exchange for favors. There are so many areas that we've been having these issues. When you come to look at the police, we've been hearing different stories of bribery. It happens everywhere in the public sector, whereby it's as if you don't get anything for free anymore in the country. Whatever you want to put your hands into in this country, if you are not well connected, you can't get anything for free. You have to should I say, bribe your way through. Yeah, bribe your way through to get whatever you want. And it's really bad. It has really eaten deep. You see people committing crimes instead of going through the right judgment. You see them bribing their way through and they get released. And that crime will end there. It will definitely continue. It will continue because they'll feel I made my way out of it so easily because I have the money, I have the power. So justice wouldn't be served because bribery has eaten deep. That is a corrupt thing that will be going on. And embezzlement of funds, stealing of funds, public funds, fund that has been given to do certain jobs in different sectors. You see, it won't be used in a way that it's supposed to be used. Maybe a fund is given to do certain things. Yeah, we're going to take a look at it, but let's still concentrate on the topic for today. Fund will be released for infrastructure and other things. Then you see it being embezzled. It will be used for the main cause. That is something that has been affecting the country for a very long time. Embezzlement of fund. There have been record histories about it. Looking at the time of Abacha, there are so many funds that were gotten back from abroad, from Switzerland, from US, from billions of funds that were embezzled at that time, that the country is still trying to recover as at now. Let's talk about nepotism in government. You go into power as the leader of the country, instead of appointing the right people into power, you prefer to bring in your relative. You prefer to put in family members. You want to favor family members instead of doing the right thing. Favorism is what will bring into governance. You remove people who are there because they are not related to you. Some people even feel they are not from the same tribe. I should put my own brother there, speak the same language. Is that what the government, or is that what governance is? That we prefer to put our family members in position. You get the position as the president, you get the position as the governor, then you start putting your own people into power, so you have the cost to embezzle more funds as family. Is now a family business. Is that what government is all about? Nepotism. That is something that eating deep. Then if we go about fraud, misinterpretation of information just for financial gain. People get into fraudulent acts in the country for financial gain. And this has really cost the country a lot. Oh, Mary, I can see you are back. Welcome back. I think we're having a glitch with your network. You're welcome back. Yeah, I've been on the forms of corruption we have in the country. So I was talking about fraud. I was talking about the way people fraud misinterpret informations to fraud others just for financial gains, which have been happening in so many areas. And I spoke about nepotism, whereby you gain power, you've been given the authority to lead the people. Instead of appointing the right people to take the course, you start appointing family members into position. You start bringing in family members
And
into
that is where
position. You
the
don't.
extortion and that is where the extortion and
Yes,
embezzlement comes in. You understand? They start to
yes,
embezzle money that is not theirs. You know, when we talk about corruption, the first thing that comes to my mind, let's take for instance what MFLA did. You know, quite all right that if not that he was being caught, right? That is the kind
yeah,
of corruption we're talking about. Who owns 753 estates? That's the only one you do, right? There are other money he took, there are other things that they've not been able to come out to the public to say. So you know about it. 753 estates owned by one person. Tell me how that kind of person will ever be poor in this life. So things like that have been happening. You know, they say the only person they caught is the one they caught thief. Now, he's the one we know. I wish they didn't see him. I wish they didn't see him. Today we won't know that something like that in any way has happened. And that is where I have issues with the legislature. And that is where I have issues with the three arms of government. Because at the end of the day, they need to do better. It's not looking like the system or the electoral system is a kind of changing to the worst. Yes, it's changing to the worst because during the election, people are now scared because I don't know if maybe I feel like I want to vote this person. I can't really tell if the person will be voted in power. Someone made a comment that we'll be supporting a particular person. We feel like the person is worth being there, but he doesn't win. So, okay, it's just like okay in the country it is not those who merit it, you understand, that tends to be there because the so-called politics is a game of interest. And that is why you see our so-called governors defecting into another party. And people are not seeing anything wrong with it. The question is, Nigeria, are we moving into a one-party state? What could actually be, right, the reason why our politicians, our government is behaving this way, making everything to become worse. You know, when we hear the word corruption, it is too broad. Now, it is said, government corruption, many political dramas explore the dark side of politics, such as scandals, bribery, and abuse of power. Abuse of power is another form of corruption, and which is very, very sad. Okay, now we also have as seen in shows like Scandal and Designated Survival. Government corruption manifests in various forms, including bribery, embezzlement, extortion, fraud, nepotism, and cronyism. These actions involve the abuse of public office to private gain or the misappropriation of public resources to personal benefits. Also, we also have here that says corruption in Nigeria legislature. That is what I'm talking about. The three arms of government. We have the legislature, the executive, we have the judiciary, right? Now, here is saying corruption in Nigeria legislature is a serious issue impacting the public's trust and overall effectiveness of the government legislature are often seen as being driven to financial gain. I don't know why our quest for money, our love for money has made us to know that, or has made us to start seeing the right thing, right, to be the wrong. No justice in the country. Injustice has taken over. Like you have to start acting in a negative way for you to be at the top. I don't know why. Is it that if you're not negative, you won't be at the top? It's really, really sad. Now, because of financial gain and influence peddling, potentially leading to rigged elections and corruption. Are we going to talk about rigged election? That one is another thing that we tend to see like almost every day of election time. INEC not being acting like they're not being credible enough. Now we have, it's not like election is, or presidential election is something we do every year. They have like a whole lot of 4 years to prepare. Yeah, during election you hear Beavers is not working, one thing is not working. You understand? They just have, they just need to get one thing to complain about. And the next thing, even when they're supposed to call results, they one delay or the other, just one thing or the other. Let's say now the particular government that is in power, they know fully well, they know for sure that everybody that is in their side, even the politicians that are even in that same party, they know that they must have done one or two wrongs. But I don't know, maybe if you're in this political party and they're the ones ruling, if you've involved yourself in any negative act, they seem not to have issues with it until another party comes into power. And today we talk about democracy. But with this system, are we really in a democratic system? There is no transparency, there is no accountability, there is nothing like your leaders, right, communicating with you for you to understand that this is what is happening in this particular sector. This is what is happening. No, it is not like that. Even the masses, if they still tend to air their voices to complain about what they really do not find funny, is a problem. A lot of people today are in prison for things they didn't do. Then the same prison, some people are so special to be there. Some people commit crime that they're supposed to be in prison, but they're not there. Some people today are being found of one corrupt practice in them, but today are not in prison. Because I feel like, if yesterday I saw the news that said the president said there's no corruption, right, that will take place in his own time. He's going to make sure he gets everybody that's embezzled fund, everybody that have actually involved themselves in any negative practice, right, or extortion of money and all of that. He's going to make sure he brings them out and they get everything right that they have stolen. Fine. So what about the people that are still working with this present government? Because I know that this thing should be for the opposition. What about people working with this present government that their hands are not clean? What are they saying about them? Because if only the three arms of government were working, if only they were working, I know what I'm saying. If only they were working, there is no way they will not be fishing out this corruption. Definitely they'll be fishing it out. But because you know that you are working under these people as if they bought you because of financial gain, you can't even point out the negative practices. Just look at the government of the day, how everything is happening. From now, people will tell you that they know who they feel will win the election. How can a country's election be so predictable? The fear of INEC. The fear of INEC. I think INEC should do better. Whatever money they feel they get during the election is not worth people suffering for years. We are not even talking about people that are dying. I know you people have enough money to take yourself outside the country. You people have enough money.
You know what I love? You know what thing I love about one of the INEC chairman that stepped down? Because he said allegedly he was being forced to do something he's not supposed to do. Like in a way to corrupt the vote.
They are not
He said he had to step down because he couldn't do it. Because they will tell you if you can't join them or if you can't beat them, you join them. So if you know you cannot beat them, it's better you step down. It's sort of adding to the problem that we Nigerians are facing. We are trying to find a way to solve the problem we are facing. Instead of adding to it, don't get forced into something you know your conscience because of money. You want to sell your country. So it's better you step down. That's one thing I like about that INEC chairman that stepped down. I've forgotten his name. He stepped down. He said he couldn't do it. It's better he leave the position for someone else who can do it. You should step down. If you don't have a job, go and do farm work. Go and do farm work. instead of having your conscience
The thing is,
beat you
talking
up
about step
for
down,
the rest of
everybody
your
is
life.
fighting to be there even till they enter the grave. If you leave people, nobody wants to step down for anybody. People are fighting to be there
There
even
are
till
so
they
many
enter
people
the
who
grave.
are
Why?
leaving the
Because of
body
the money they are gaining. Because of the money they know they are gaining. You get? I know that money is something that everybody loves, but I feel like these people, their own is beyond the imagination of a human. How can you love money to the extent that even if you see something that is bad, you make it look like it is good. You make it look like it is not a problem.
I think Mary's network is having a glitch again.
Issues with, because
I'm
I think to
listening.
some extent they need to do better. I was actually trying to
Yes.
talk about corruption in different sense, and I had to bring the legislature. And he said legislators are often seen as being driven by financial gain, which is the truth. Our legislature, they have used money to confuse them. The legislature that's supposed to be working, right? They are being confused with money. So tell me, with the kind of legislature we have in Nigeria, do you see me even calling any other, the three arms of government, with the way they do things, how are we going to be corruption free? Is it possible Nigeria will be? I'm not saying it's easy to have a country that's corrupt free, because even every other country, even the Western world, they are still corrupt. You get my point? But do you know that Nigeria is so obvious? So obvious. We are even talking about corruption in government. We are not talking about how the citizens are being corrupt, how we spoil the name of the country anywhere we find ourselves. When a Nigerian man is in another country, you must hear one negative thing they did, how they deport them because of one evil practices or not.
Yeah. And one other question we should be asking ourselves before you get solution to these problems, you should know what the causes are. And one of the major causes weak institutions. Weak institutions. There's no transparency at all in our institution. No transparency. No accountability. You can't hold someone accountable for their faults. That is another issue we're having. No transparency. You give fund to someone for certain projects and there is no follow-up. That's how so many funds have been embezzled. You take someone to court, no right judgment will be given. You see, just one case will be taking more than 5 to 6 years to judge just one case. That's to tell you there's something actually going on in there. You can't bring the right justice, you can't give justice. You see them dragging just one case for years. No transparency in anything at all. No one is being held accountable to give account to whatever he or she, whatever duty he or she has been appointed to carry. Everyone does things on their own because they feel I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one doing this. We all are doing it. The law needs to be straightened. There are so many laws, not that the country does not have laws. We have so many laws. People are going against the law because they feel I can get my way out of it easily. I can easily come out of it. It's not a problem. So they don't follow the law anymore. Traffic laws as well. The drivers will feel if I go against traffic law, it's not just to fold money and give to the police. They will let me go. You see people driving without driving license. And they feel I will go scot-free now. Just settle the police. It's normal. Corruption has become a norm in our country. It's normal. So many things have been seen to be normal. It's even done in the public. So many things is done in the public because it to us is not normal. Police publicly take money from drivers, and people don't say anything about it. They don't say anything about it because they feel it is normal. Corruption has become a norm in our society. It is a normal thing for everybody to do. So when the institution is weak, how can we erase corruption from our system? When they can't bring justice to those who are perpetrators, those who have committed a crime, they can't give them the right justice. They can't give them the right judgment, I mean to say. The institution is weak. There's no transparency. Political patronage officers. You see, officers will engage in corrupt practices just to maintain loyalty network. Mary, welcome back. I'm just looking into the causes of corruption. The causes of corruption. We have weak institutions. There's no transparency at all anywhere. People can't be given the right judgment for their crime. Because of what? You see drivers go against traffic rules. They feel nothing they happen. It has been happening. I'm not the first person. Just give police social amount of money and we are good to go. So how can we erase corruption from the system when the system is weak? How can we erase corruption? Because corruption has really eaten deep into our system. And it's really bad, very bad. And what are the consequences of government corruption? We're going to be looking into the consequences of government. Economic harm. There's going to be economic harm. Corruption diverts public funds. Its cost. Corruption diverts it. It diverts public funds. Which affects the country. It affects the cost of doing business. When the economic funds are affected, the fund for doing the cost of doing business will be increased. That's another issue. That's another problem we have it. Stunted development. The development will go as it should go because the fund is not being used for the right cause. Take a look at our hospitals. Funds that are supposed to use to bring in equipment will not be used. Our hospitals, you see so many government hospitals short of equipment. They are short of equipment. That's the reason why so many people travel outside the country.
Unavailability of drugs, Iblis. No drugs.
Yes.
No
And you'll be
drugs.
surprised
No drugs, sir.
funds have been released. Mary, you'll be surprised that funds have been released for this. But where is the fund going to? That issue, that's a problem, a big problem we're having in our country. Stunted development. Funds that are supposed to be used for the right cause will be hidden. And it will get done. And then there will be development in our hospitals, the roads. You see potholes everywhere, bad roads. That's a problem we're having in Nigeria. Corruption has really eaten deep in this country, and we really need to talk for the government.
We need to do better.
To hear us. They should know that we know what is going on. As a government institution, other private ones, there's still corruption there. So I want them to know. They should hear us and know that we are aware of what is going on. So Mary, I don't know if you can hear me because the network is really bad at your end. The case is the example. We're going to look into the examples. High profile cases such as the looting of state oil revenues and ghost workers in the civil service. Payrolls. Ghost workers. This is something that I've been hearing for a very long time now. You go to the government institutions, you check the payrolls, you see names of people who have not been coming to work for over 2 years, 3, 4, 5 years, they're not even in the country, but they are receiving pay. They are still being paid for work not done. They are still receiving payments from the government, whereas they don't appear in the office. They don't come to the office. And they're getting paid. Ghost workers, those are the people they call ghost workers. They work and they are not getting, we are not getting their services, but they are still being paid by the government. Talking about corruption is not just in Nigeria. There are so many countries that have been facing corruption, not just in Nigeria. But I feel it's been happening for long in Nigeria. It's high time we put an end to it. It's high time we combat government corruption. And when we come back, we'll be going on a short break. And when we come back, we're going to be looking on the means on how to combat government corruption. Let's go on a very short break. And when we come back, we'll look into that. I hope my studio is ready. If you're ready, let's go on a very short break.
Nigeria is bigger than the north. Nigeria is bigger than the south. Nigeria belongs to everybody. We want a leader. He's in here. He's going to come out in you.
The only thing we just rely on is election campaign, and then we bring up leaders. To the point of
it's from my village.
The legislature supposed to become a
Christian. You understand? They go to churches, they go to mosques.
No.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. Nigeria Week London 2025 is coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26th, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 071 747. Visit our website superiorradioandtelevision.com. Nigeria Week London 2025. Nigeria Week London 2025, celebrating the best of Nigeria, is partnered with Civil Society, scaling up nutrition in Nigeria.
Welcome back. This is the Arise and Shine show, the Wake Up Nigeria. This is a show where we talk about Nigeria issues, Nigeria problems, and how to solve them. This is a show where we talk to the government, tell the government our needs, what we want them to do for us, what we want them to do for the people. This is a show where we cry out to the government for them to hear our voice. They should know that the people is suffering. They should know if their government is going right or wrong and what they need to do, how they need to come through for us. You are welcome. And if you're just joining us, this is the Rise and Shine show. If you're not following us, you should follow us on all our social media handles is SRO TV Television on Facebook, on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel is SRO TV Television. Before we went on the break, I was talking about how to combat government corruption. How are we going to combat it? How are we going to do away with corruption totally from our government? Mary, thank God you're back. I want us to talk about what we can do, what should be the solution on how we can be able to take off corruption. I know we're not going to be able to take off corruption in one day from our system, but what should be done? If you have any idea of what should be done, I think Mary's network is still glitching. But first of all, I think since the institution is weak, if there can be institutional reforms, that should be the first thing to look into. Institutional reforms, strengthening the independence of the judiciary, anti-corruption bodies, and audit institutions. If they can make these institutions private, they should be on their own, that they don't need any favor from the government, they don't need to please anybody, so that they can be doing the right thing, taking the right course. Because in one way or the other, if they are attached to the government, how are they going to give the right judgment? How are they going to carry out the right investigation? How are they going to do that when they are getting favors from the government or from any of the politicians? I think they should strengthen the institutions. There should be an independent institutions. The investigation team should be independent. There should be in no way connected to any party at all, so they can give the right judgment when the time comes. And secondly, transparency measures, opening budgets, public procurement databases, and asset declaration. There should be transparency in everything. We are the citizens. This is a democratic institution whereby the citizens should have a say. There should be a database. We should see the information. We should see where our fund is going to. The oil money that is coming in. We should be able to know that, okay, we got so amount of the oil money this year, and this is what it's being used for. We should be seeing it. There should be transparency. Let's be seeing where our money is going into. The money is for the country. It belongs to everyone, not just for the politician alone, not just for the leader alone. Let us know so amount of billions is being used into this, is being invested into this. There should be transparency. Mary, are you there with me?
Yes, so I was saying maybe we should just read the paper because I don't understand what is happening to my network. It's very bad. Maybe because of the rain, though.
Okay, let's take a look at the papers. If you have the papers, let's take a look at the papers. Is the papers there? Yeah.
Okay, we start with the Punch. The big story on the Punch.
Yeah.
We have a May 29th speech. We are laying foundations for sustainable future, says Tinubu. President lists external reserves growth. Federal government push against bandits among economic security gains. And that story is on page 7. Still on the Punch, Tinubu's 2-year review stirs fresh political firestorm. Midterm review, manufacturers gaps under energy, credit burden as reforms bite. President Ahmed Tinubu, now you can see his picture on the Punch. Over 900,000 beneficiaries of presidential loan and grant scheme. They're trying to say things that he has done. Over 300,000 beneficiaries of student loan scheme. Over $10 billion foreign exchange debt cleared. Wow. Most of them, the list are just so long. I want to start reading all of them. The thing is, I am not fighting that he's not working. No. You get my point? I am not in any way fighting that he's not working. He's working. But in as much as we know, just like you said, we can't have a perfect leader. There are always things that people expect. There are always things that people would want. I feel like there are still some areas that he's not touching. Do you know that if we're not suffering from insecurity issues, maybe people would not have been hungry. I believe that there are some people that have abandoned their farmlands today. Because if,
Yeah.
like Niger State, the killing that took place in Niger State, that they finished one community, there's nobody right now that wants to go and stay in such a community. All these communities you
How?
see that these people are invading, they are the people that farm. Oh. There are those local
Yes.
communities that you see bushes, you understand, big farmlands that can sustain them. But if you go there and invade the community and kill almost everybody there, so who do you expect for you to see there? The few ones that are farming, if they are able to harvest their crops, they sell it the way they want. You cannot tell somebody how they will sell their products. You understand? I cannot suffer in the farm when I come out with my product and you want to come and tell me how I will sell it. That is the problem we are having. He might be working, right? But there are areas he's not touching. You see, this insecurity issue is one big problem we have in Nigeria. Insecurity
Very
is the
big,
problem.
very big problem. Because if
And it
this
affects almost
news
every
keep
sector.
going out, yes,
Yes,
Mary,
it
if
has,
this news keep
I'm
going
sorry, almost
out,
every
how
state.
will
I
investors
don't know how
come
many
into the
states
country?
you come out even today and tell me that they are free, that nobody, you understand, has ever killed anybody in that state. You know, the problem is, in as much as we know that bandits are invading the communities, they're killing people, even people that are not bandits as well, ritualists are killing as well. You saw what we talked about yesterday. You understand?
Yes.
So, at the end of the day, the insecurity is alarming and insecurity is the problem. So I feel like, in as much as the president is working, yes, he's working. If you are not touching the part of insecurity, it looks like you're not doing anything. Because first of all, the place needs to be livable. People need to be able to be comfortable in the country first. That is even when you can see people coming in to invest.
Yes.
With this kind of bad names that we have all over the world, you understand, for the killings in Nigeria, is that why you're expecting people to come? How many people want to come and stay there? Come and stay here, sorry.
You can't get investors with that. There's no way you can get investors with
So,
that.
so
When they keep
that's the
hearing
problem.
killing, no. When they keep hearing they're killing so many people in the country, bandits everywhere, this and that, how can you get investors to come in? And it's affecting our economy because Nigeria is blessed. There are so many areas that we can get investors. We can be able to help our economy, but with this issue of insecurity that is going on, how can investors come in? We, the
It is
citizens,
going
we
to
are
be
not even
difficult.
safe. We are not safe in our own country. Not to talk about someone else, a foreigner coming into the country that we ourselves we are not safe in. How is it going to
That's
be
it.
possible?
If they are celebrating his 2 years in office, they should still also talk about things that are going wrong. Things are going wrong. The insecurity is the issue. Let's see the Vanguard. We don't have much time again. Let's see the Guardian. Sorry, the Guardian newspaper. Guardian. The big story on the Guardian we have. Yeah, that's the Guardian. The big story we have. Tinubu insists economic reforms are working. Opposition kicks on page 6. Alaya, Obi decry lack of strategy to curb insecurity on page 50. This is what we are talking about. You understand?
Yes.
The strategy, you understand, to fight this insecurity is the problem. I don't know if maybe like what the Borno State governor said, that they are well equipped more than our armies. So do you want to tell me that the kind of money extension in the government sector today, they cannot afford that kind of equipment? Whatever equipment that these people have, is this so difficult that we cannot afford it? If you are retrieving everything that was stolen, what do they use those money for? You are retrieving all the billions of naira properties and everything, worth of money that have been stolen by some people in the government sector. They don't even come out to tell us what they do with the money. It's so shameful that you come and tell me that here in Nigeria, that other people that are killing us, they have or they are well equipped compared to our own Nigerian army.
How are they well equipped? That is not even the case.
That's not
The
the
case
topic.
is
That's
that
why we have corruption
how
in
do they bring
government.
in these ammunitions? How do they bring in these ammunitions? Where do they come in through? Is it that the borders is not
Yes.
tight?
So
Not
what are the
security
borders
tight
doing?
enough?
Is it only rice that they
How do they
seize?
bring
Is it only rice that they seize in the border? They seize the rice, and these so-called people still take the rice to their own homes.
So there's a loophole. There's a loophole somewhere. There is a loophole somewhere. I think
It's only rice and goods
they
of
have
people that you see that they
factory.
seize. So where do these people come in with these strong amenities and nothing happens to them? They are not being caught. How? You see why I'm telling you that corruption in government, even people that are working, civil servants, it's not like they might not even see this, they might see it, but if you settle down with money, you're talking about big amount of money here. You will not hear about these things. And do they care? So people should go and die. People should go and die. They know that if these people enter the country with these amenities, people will finish. With this kind of heavy guns and all of that, people will finish. And they don't care. And that's why they come to a community and they finish everybody. It's looking like it's even beyond the governors. The governors of each state, as if it's beyond it. It's beyond them right now.
My pain is that this has been happening for a very long time and it's still happening.
Yes.
Why have they not been able to put a stop to it? It's even getting worse.
It is. Sure. Okay, now
It's
still on the
getting
Guardian, we have 4,169 teachers fail professional qualifying exam. On page 7. Even you need to go to most of our private institutions, like secondary schools. If you see the kind of teachers they have there, maybe people that are not finished secondary school, you employ them back to come and teach secondary school students because you can't pay the professional ones. Most of the people we call teachers to the kids out there, you understand, to the future kids, they are not even what's being called a teacher. They don't even understand what teaching is all about. If you go around most of the private secondary schools and primary schools here, if you see the teachers that, if you just try WAEC, go back and apply in those schools, they employ you. Why? Because they can't pay them. And they expect this kind of people to be able to teach your kids and make them bright.
These people tend to take
really sad.
this job because of what is going on in the country. Someone will finish secondary school, they can't be able to pay to further on to higher institution.
Things are
They
difficult.
go on to look for a job.
At
Yes.
secondary school, want to start catering for family.
You are
For
talking
just
about the
SSC.
private schools. Go and look at the government schools. Some government schools, children sit on the floor. They don't even have desks to learn to sit. They sit on the floor. They don't even have roof. When it's raining inside the classroom. There are so many schools, and the most annoying thing is that if you go deep to investigate this, you see funds that have been released to take care of all that.
And that's the problem.
Funds that have been released, yes. You don't know what they are using it for.
And that's
You
the
don't know where
problem.
it's entry. That's a big problem.
Let's see the Daily Trust. The Daily Trust paper. Daily Trust. So the big story on the Daily Trust, we have 2 years after Putin Tinubu on scale. And moving forward, you have the wars behind us coming from president. And military arrest 18 soldiers, 15 cops over supply of arms to terrorists. Military arrest 18 soldiers, 15 cops over supply of arms to terrorists. So what are we saying?
You see, we just said it right now that there is someone behind it sponsoring these people because how
So just tell me.
How did they bring in these ammunitions? Meaning who have the country, they are the ones supplying it to them.
There's a problem.
They are arresting at the end. What are they doing to these people? You are arresting them at the end. What will you do to them? Will you be able to pass the right judgment? Or later on, you won't even hear about this case again. You won't hear about it.
That is it. That is it. This is sad.
Like I
Honestly.
mentioned before, Mary, you see just one case in court for more than 10 years. They are still judging one case.
Every day they'll
More
come
than
and
10
adjourn it.
years.
Every day they'll come and adjourn it. Every day they'll
So
come and adjourn
adjourn.
it. For time to just be going.
So how are we
We have
going to put an end
expect
to corruption in this
expect
country?
ground rent hike. Wike tells Abuja property owners. I don't know if they want people to leave Abuja. Oh. Sometimes you will see some houses that don't make sense. If they tell you how much, they tell you how much it costs. Maybe they want people to leave Abuja for that. Like they want Abuja to be resident of only, not even middle class, only the rich, strictly for the
Only
rich.
rich.
That's what it's looking like.
They want the poor to go and sleep in the bush.
I
That's the
don't
reason why so
understand.
many people they've made under the bridge, Lagos Bridge. You see, they've made it their home, and you still go there and chase these people away. Why do you want them to stay?
I
Do
don't
you think
know.
these people are happy staying in the slum? People live in the slum. The place smells like hell. Do you think any human will be happy to want to live in such an environment? Because they don't have any choice. They don't have a choice. But still, the government goes there to chase people. You can't be staying under the bridge. They chase people out, whereby these people don't even have anywhere to go. They don't even have money for rent. Landlords are even
So
adding up to it.
sorry, still on the Daily Trust, we have 10,217 persons killed in Nigeria in 24 months, coming from Amnesty International. Nigeria pilgrims returns missing 8.2 million to owner in Makkah. And I think these are all the stories on the Daily Trust, yes. So if 10,217 persons killed in Nigeria in 24 months,
That's
24 months,
the number they can account for. It's more than that,
my
maybe.
sister, now you understand.
More
That
than
is the one they are telling you. You know, at the end of the day, it is the one they are telling you. That is all you know. I think almost all the papers are talking about insecurity, and the Tribune says,
Yes.
Tribune newspaper says, and that will be the last paper for the day before we call the show a wrap. I'm trying to meet up with time because I don't trust this network right now. So we have MFLA appeals final forfeiture order or on 753 housing housing units estates. Let me take it again. MFLA appeals final forfeiture order on 753 housing unit estate. This would have been one man's property. Hey, we wouldn't have even known that it's his property, sef, because they will not even write his name there. They will not put his name there.
Yeah.
It is the second anniversary. Tinubu declares economic reforms working, and says only alternative to reform was physical collapse. Reaffirms commitment to security, national development. Highlights progress made amidst rising cost of living on page 12. And we have a parliamentary power versus executive outreach. Global examples and Nigerian contrast. One. Okay, this they are still listing what the president has done in 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Over 900,000 beneficiaries of presidential loan and grant scheme. Just these achievements are what we have on the papers. Yes, close to his pictures. And I think that will be all for the Tribune. Yes, that will be all for the papers.
They are listening at what he has done for the 2 years, and people are still crying out there. People are saying, if you have done enough, the people won't come out and still be crying. I still remember the girl that came out the last time, where she was crying now that things she used to buy social amounts. Now it went up even more than 3 times of what she has been buying. You can't even enter Uber. You can't take normal Uber. You have to take just short distance. They will be calling thousands
Yes.
of nairas. And they're listening at things she's done for 2 years. But people are still living in poverty. People are still crying. There are so many people who doesn't have roof over their head. So what's the essence of celebrating 2 years? Mary, what is the essence? What are we
My
celebrating?
dear, no essence. I don't personally, I don't see what is worth celebrating. As far as we have insecurity issue, as far as we are suffering from insecurity issue, then it's not worth celebrating. People have died. If they say if Nigeria has not happened to you, you will not know. People that have lost their family members, people that have lost people, right? We come here and tell you that it is not worth celebrating. You don't need to lose somebody to know that there are people that are in pains. There are people that have to leave their homes because it's no longer safe. There are people that have made them feel like they don't have rights to live again because the whole community is not safe. But we have security that one person might have up to 20 security guiding them, but they don't see the need to go to these villages. Even as security personnel choose the kind of place they want to stay. I hope you know they don't want to go to the risky part of Nigeria.
Yes.
Nobody want to die. If you say protection of life and property, we don't have it in this country. It's just like survival
But
of
we
the
have to
fittest.
be
Everybody
staying there
trying to protect
because
themselves.
those areas are even cheaper to stay.
That is it.
That's why you see people going there. They have no other choice.
And these are the
They
places
can't
that lack
afford it.
security. These are the places that lack security in the country. So what are security forces doing? I feel like they select the kind of places they want to work. You see them collecting money during the day on the road. Once it's 9:10, they run away. What kind of madness
They're
is
not
this?
they're not hiding it anymore. They are the ones demanding it. Like
I don't know.
almost all the public drivers are aware already that when before I reach here, I have to hold this thing in my hand because I need to drop so amounts. I need to. You see the drivers folding small amount of money, folding more than 10 because they know I'm going to pass through more than 10 checkpoints and I need to give this. Is it the people now that is not paying these securities? Is it the people that is not paying, not the government? At the end of the month, you get your own pay from the government. Then during the day, on daily basis, you get pay from the people as well. Because there is no day that you allow a driver to just go through. You put on, you mark checkpoints because you want to protect drivers and travelers. But no, they have other reasons for mounting checkpoints now because of what they make on daily basis. Maybe whenever I'm traveling, that is what I see. I'm not just saying. I've sat close to a driver that is going by road from Nigeria to Ghana. I was close to the driver. The driver said, please help me. I'll be folding this small amount of money. I was like, what do you want to do with this money? He said, checkpoint. I need to settle these officers. For
My
what?
dear, they settle them all. They set, especially the eastern part. Have you traveled to the eastern? Have you traveled to the eastern part route? That is where we have more of them. Not is even better. Before you walk like 3 minutes, 2 minutes, you see another checkpoint. Checkpoint everywhere. All of them are collecting money. It's just so annoying to travel to the east. So
it's not just the east. Maybe it's not just the
yes.
east. Yes. Everywhere in the country now. Before you move from here to this place, short distance, you see another checkpoint. You see more than 20 checkpoints.
Okay. All the money they're collecting, all the money they're collecting from these drivers, what are they doing with it? What are they using it for?
Who knows? Who knows? You even call these places checkpoints. What's the name? Checkpoints. But they're not checking anything. They allow the cars go, they pass through. What are you checking? Nothing. They just receive their daily bread. I'll call it daily bread because it has become daily bread for them. They receive the daily bread. They don't even check what is in the vehicle. They don't check people's bags. They don't check anything to know what is there. All they do is what they get on daily basis. Is that what we should be facing? Is that what the country should be? They've turned the country into what I don't even understand. If you want to run to the government to help, still you find loophole in the government. Another problem. What is the government doing for the people? The people are crying. The people are begging. Because we've cried, so now we want to beg. We are begging the government. Strengthen the institutions. I know everyone is not bad egg in the government. Those that are bad eggs, fish them out. Fish them out and then strengthen the institution. I believe everything will start going right. Let us eradicate corruption from our system. I won't say all government is bad, that will have bad politicians everywhere. They are good ones. They are good ones who are ready to do the job, who are ready to do the work. So fish out the bad ones. Fish them out so that we're able to combat corruption, eradicate poverty, because corruption is affecting the country. There should be a governmental reform in the country. People, I appreciate you a lot. Mary, I don't know if you have your last word to give, so we'll come to the end of the show. I don't know if you have any word to say. Because
okay, what I would say is, in as much as we are talking about corruption in the government, I'm pleading to my fellow Nigerians, to we as a people, let's try our best not to also practice this corruption that they do. Because if at the end of the day, we still take this corruption as part of our lives, then it's a problem. Can we try to be corrupt-free as a citizens? Because if citizens are corrupt-free, you can now start pointing hands at the government. But if we are also corrupt, so how can we be calling on the government? How can we complain that they are corrupt? My own take on this is, we citizens, can we try to be corrupt-free so that we can fight the corruption in the government? You understand? They say you have to be free from something before pointing the hand at somebody. Can we try to be corrupt-free before we start talking on the government? I think we should do better as Nigerians. That's what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Mary. You've heard it from Mary. We should do better as Nigerians. We can't keep complaining about our government, whereas we are not clean ourselves. Let us do better. We should be the whistleblowers. When we know there are corrupt people with their corrupt means, this one is doing something corrupt here, we should blow the whistle so that the person will be brought to book. Let us be corrupt-free before we point out to the government and try to eradicate corruption from our system. I think we've said a lot. I will keep crying out until Nigeria gets settled, until things starts getting well and right in our country. Today we've come to the end of the Arise and Shine show. Thank you for staying tuned. And please, I always say, don't forget to follow us, because there are more interesting topics that will be coming up, more interesting shows that I will be bringing your way. This is SRO TV. Follow us on all our social media handles. On Facebook, Instagram is SRO TV Televisions, and subscribe right now. This is our YouTube channel, SRO TV Television. Thank you for staying tuned. We'll come your way again tomorrow with another interesting topic. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Nigeria Week London 2025. It's time to celebrate the pulse of Africa's most exciting nation. Nigeria Week London 2025 is coming to Hippodrome Theatre from July 24th to 26th, 2025, showcasing the best in Nigerian arts, music, fashion, and investment opportunities. Whether you're looking to discover the future of real estate, explore Nigeria's culinary masterpieces, or get immersed in an electric Afrobeat performance, this is the event of the year. You can also join us for a film festival, cultural dance spectacles, and the recognition awards. Don't miss out on the business opportunities and cultural experiences waiting for you. Book your tickets now before they're gone on eventbrite.co.uk. Call or text +447 438 893 190 or 080 330 46768 or +447 459 07